Now, this is the first part of the spreadsheet applications or engineering. And in the first place, we're going to see how to arrange data. This is the usual data that we get from the Ministry of Water Resources, and at the same time, it has with it has some similarity with the same data that you get from the meteorological stations. So usually such kind of data are difficult for analysis, and we should be able to arrange them in some handleable format so that we can easily deal with our data. So we are going to use Excel to try to arrange our data in the manner we like. So the first thing is that we have days in this column, and this is months, and every day indicators 31. Okay, so there is an opening for the February, April, June, and the like. So at the first step, we have to avoid all the unnecessary part of data that we don't need to arrange in this case. So, for example, in between every data, at the end of every year, you have the mean monthly flows and the flows in million cubic meters, maximum flows, minimum flows, and runoff. So this part is unnecessary in this case. We have to remove it, and so at the same time we have the already written months at the top, so we can remove this part too. So which means now we have an extension of the first year to the second one. So if you add a new row before your days, and this is a 1980, yeah, and then 1980 will go up to this 31, and then you have 1981, and 1981 will go from there. So you have to do the same thing. For example, if I have an additional data time spans, I should remove this part, and then this is 1982, and look at the years. Make sure that you haven't missed any year data. And this is a 1983, and can move this part. Okay, this is 1983, and so let's deal with this one. 3-year data is enough for an example. So once you have this data, now you'll see that your data has been your data is going to be arranged in some format which needs some matching point. So as our matching point, we use the years and the days. Let's say this is equal to year plus day over 100. So this will be a number that is not going to repeat again. So for that reason, it will help us as matching or looking up table. So you can do the same thing for the rest. And sorry, this one is day. So this is a unique number, and it will be unique for all of the values, or all of the values we have in the years, and it is going to help us as a matching pointers when we try to correlate this table with the one we are going to arrange. So now you have this is your step 1 or step 2 after you remove the unnecessary data. And then if you go to another sheet, now we have to prepare a place where we can put our data in arranged form. So consider this as a year and this as a month. If you write them separately, and this as a day. Now we are the first data is 1982, and the month is month 1, and then the day is also day 1. And what we are going to do in this is we need to write some equations, and when we write an equation, we have to rely on the previous cell, which means as I'm saying, like today is 31. If we say yesterday is 30 and today will be 30 plus 1, if you have to express like that, we might need to jump this cell. So at this place we will write our days formula actually. So now our writing depends on the previous cell. So we have to write an if condition, like say is equal to if this cell, okay, particularly this cell is equal to 31, which means if it is the end day of your month, then if this logic is true, you test the logic, and if that is true, then put the value. So if this is true, then the today should be, this indicates yesterday, which means if this is true, today should be 1. Okay? And if this isn't true, or if the day hasn't reached 31, then today should be yesterday plus 1, which means if yesterday is 5, today will be 6. So you do that and say enter, and actually we have 3 years, and 3 times on average 366, for example. So 908, and you have to drag this to up to 908 or 1100. So I look in the left corner of the numbers, or the column numbers, and can drag them up to 1098. And this is our data. So now you can go back to the top, and now try to write the months again. So the months should be written in if conditions again. So I can say in this case we have a double condition. One, months can be changed when it is end of the year, because when it is end of the year, months should start again from 1. And at the same time, when it is end of the day of a single month, then the second or the next month should be the previous plus 1. So if I write 2 conditions, if and end, and then I have to write my logic, then my first logic is if this value, if the previous day's month is equal to 12, and at the same time if the previous day is 31, okay, is equal to 31, and I have to tell the logic. So if this is true, so which means this is December 31 first, so if it is December 31, and then the next day should be, or if yesterday is December 31, obviously today should be 1. So if this logic is true, which means this logic can only be true if this and this both are true at the same time. If one of them is false, then the statement is false. So if this both is true, which means if yesterday is December 31, then today should be January 1. So we have to say the month should start from 1. And if this is not true, I have to test some separate condition, which is if the yesterday, now I have to only check the day. So if yesterday is 31, okay, if the day has reached 31, then today's month should be yesterday month's value plus 1, which means if yesterday is April 31, for example, today should be May 31, and today should be May 1. So April is 04, and May should be April plus 1, so it is the 5th month. So if this is if this case is not true, which means if the day hasn't reached 31 still, so our month is the same as the yesterday one. So you can say that, and close your brackets, and then if you say double click and see your data, it will arrange in a form when it reaches 12, so it returns back to 1, and it will write the data as in such a form. Now we have to write the year, okay, and to write the year again we have to write it in a form like we can make it arrange self, which is we can say this is equal to, year is equal to, if end again we have to enter two conditions. So if end the first logic is if the month has reached okay, if the month has reached 12, and if the day has reached 31, okay, which means the month has reached 12 and the day has reached 31, so the year should change. So if today's year is 1982, and if today is the 31st of December, then tomorrow should be January 1, 1983. So if this is true, then the today's year should be yesterday plus 1. But if this ain't true, which means if this value is, or one of these two is false, then the year won't change, so it is the same as the yesterday's one. Okay. So you can say enter and see if it arranges up to 1983, and if it arranges it properly. Sorry, our year starts from 1980. Okay. 1980. So let's see if it goes up to 1980 up to 12 months, and you can see that this is 1980, 12 months, 31. Then after that you change to 1981. Then up to the end. So we have 1982. Then if we want to have the 1983, here we have up to 1983. So we have to add 1983 here. So you can drag this one itself. So these are necessary parts, this part of 1984. So 1983 ends here. So this is where our data ends. Now we have to arrange the data, or I have to bring the data with the same days. So in this case we use a function called VLOOKUP. Okay. And then we have already prepared the lookup value, which is we created as a function of the year and the month, year and the day. So we create the same lookup value here in order to match them, so that we can get the values we need at the points we need them. So which means this is a year plus the day over 100. So that's what we did in the previous sheet. And then comma, then now you have to select the array table which you want to arrange them here. And so that is including these values we have to select, because this is the matching point, it should be in the data, and we have to select it like this again. And then this is on sheet 1, and when you go back to sheet 2, we don't have a chance to work on 2 sheets at a time, so this will become sheet 2, so change that to 1 first. And at the same time, the range of the columns on the rows in which we deal should be fixed. So if you say F4, and here also if you say F4, you will bind them with a dollar sign, which means a fixed point. Then say comma. Now you have to enter the column index, and by default, when it starts running, it will run for the first month 1. Then if it misses the match in the month 1, it should go to the month 2. So the default one is that it starts with the month 1. So after finishing that one, we'll indicate that it should go to month 2. Okay. And then after that, we have to give a condition. So we have two conditions. So if we say true at the end, the approximate match is okay, or approximate matching is okay, though if it approximately matches, then it will bring the value. But in our case, we are arranging data. We need the data at very specific dates, so we need exact match. So if you want exact match, you can say false at the end, and then close your bracket and say okay. So here is your data for the first day of 1980. If you came to and checked here, this is your data for the first day of 1980. Then if you double click here, and here there are arranged data. Okay. And one problem with such kind of arrangement is that the days are all 31 for all months, which means including February, April, June, the days are 31. So what we have to do is we have to be able to remove the extra days. So you can create your day here as the first one, the first day, first month, 1980, and if you double click here, this is your day. So you can copy these two values. Okay, you can copy these values and paste it here in a form that it will not remove the data. So say paste special, okay, and values only, then okay, then convert this to dates. Now this is your data. Okay, whatever the station name is, you have to write the station name, and this is day. Okay, and now you have to remove any extra data as you might find. For example, the first point is February. So February is 28. In this year it is 1980. It is 29. So you have to remove these two parts. Then immediately as you remove, you have to rearrange this one. Okay, and this time should match with this one. And again, you have to go down, and for example, April is 30, so you have to remove the 31st one, delete that, and then if you double click here, the day will be arranged again. And you have to go to June is 30, and then delete that and arrange your time state again, and go to September. Okay, and then this is 31 again, so remove that and double click here, and again move to the November, which is 31. Then arrange this one again, and then go to the December. Okay, December is already 31. So when you reach that, when you reach the first year in the point, so check this time span: 31, 12, 31's day, 12's months, and 1980. So the same time should be here. So again, you have to arrange the other day years, or you have to remove the same values from the other years like this. Okay, that is how it is done, or how we arrange data that we can obtain from the Ministry of Water Resources. So when you find the stream flow data, it is okay, it is arranged like this. But if you find the rainfall data, there might be arranged in a reverse way, and you have to convert them into some suitable form like this, and then it is okay to arrange them. So this is how we arrange data that we can that in a way that we can use easily. So if the data is arranged once like this, it will be much easier to handle and to work on.